everyone, and welcome to Ohio Valley Couponer. Super excited in this video today to be talking about a different kind of way to save money and if it is worth it. It's actually something I've never talked about before. In fact, I can count on my hand like one time I've been to this store. This is actually a different concept that is actually an interesting way that people try to save money, and that is actually through buying things by the pound. And my area, we've been talking about thrifting in some of my videos, and I've shown you guys two normal Goodwills, but my area also has this Goodwill by the pound, which instead of, things being priced individually, things are actually weighed and you pay by the pound. And so if you guys have a store like this in your area, you may be interested in it, but I want to go through, show you guys what it's like, because it's not like your normal thrift store experience. Talk about the prices, talk about the items, and talk about, do I think it's worth it? So basically what they do is they weigh your items. So in my area, what it is books are 49 cents a pound. Then pretty much everything else, clothing and hard goods are $1.69 a pound. So quite a difference there. And so anyways, let me just show you kind of how they do this. So as you can see, there are bins, tons of bins throughout the store, and what they do is they just toss items in these bins and you have to dig through them. Now what makes this different is there are actually bin stores, and my area is getting a bin store, I believe in March or April, so it's coming up, and so I'll be sure to do a video on that. But you dig through the bins to look for things, and what makes this different than other bin stores is that the bin stores usually do like, okay, everything in the bins today is $3, everything's $1. With Goodwill, like we talked about, everything is weighed out by, the weight, the pound, and you pay by the pound. So obviously what that means is the larger the item and the heavier the item, the more it's going to cost. The lighter the item, the smaller the item, the cheaper it's going to be. And so things like that, you kind of got to keep that in mind when you're shopping, and it makes it kind of tricky because at least based on what I can see, you don't know until you get up to the register and they weigh everything how much it's going to cost. And so that kind of makes it tricky and confusing. Now, a lot of these things, in fact, I'm pretty sure all of these things, but a lot of them had stickers from the Goodwill, but it's not going off of that. These are items that I think try to go to other Goodwills and they don't sell, or maybe they're like things that are missing pieces or whatever. And so they take them to the bin Goodwill. I guess the things that don't sell at the other two Goodwills in my area, they dump off here at the bin store and they try to, do it by the pound and hopefully get rid of things. And so they just dump things in the bins, and you have to literally just go through and filter through everything and look through stuff and see what you're going to find. And it's just a large variety of items. There are toys, there are DVDs, there are housewares. You're going to see in a second, there are so many clothing items, which as expensive as I've seen my Goodwills have clothing items, I can see why they ended up here at the bin store. But you just gotta dig through all these bins and see what you're gonna find. So yeah, and it's just a large variety of different items as you're seeing. And kind of what makes it hard is, number one, everything is sold as is, so it's hard to know if it works. So you kind of got to check if it works. Secondly, I really wish you could know what stuff weighs. I wish they had like a weighing station or something. And then also, it could be dangerous. They do have signs up saying like, be careful when you're digging through bins, because you don't know, you could get like glassware or something and like injure yourself. So you need to be extra careful. It might not even hurt to have gloves if you go through here. But like I was saying, it's just a super random mixture of different items, like a humidifier and like just so many random items, like this like laundry hamper thing. And that is pretty large, so I wonder how much that would weigh. See, those are the kind of things I feel like could add up really quick. And as far as I know, there's no way to check the price unless you just keep going up there and asking them to check prices and see how much stuff weighs. So yeah, it's very interesting, but this is just like the reject stuff, I think, that did not sell at the normal Goodwill, because as you're seeing, there are stickers, like price stickers and stuff on a lot of these things from Goodwill. And so what you do is you grab your items, then you go up and they weigh the items. And just for average here, so let's talk about books for a second. We said that books are 49 cents a pound. Now, one of the Goodwills in my area has most of their books. Some of them are a little more, but most of them are 99 cents each for a hardback. So hardbacks typically weigh 1 to 3 pounds. So depending on the weight, if it's like 1 pound, 49 cents is phenomenal. If it's 2 pounds, you're basically the same as the regular Goodwill. And if it's 3 pounds, you're paying more. So kind of interesting that it varies like that. let's go with like a puzzle. So a 1,000-piece puzzle. At one of the Goodwills in my area, they are typically 99 cents. However, at the, weigh it by the pound store, this would be considered a hard good. So it'd be $1.69. So it would actually be more than the regular Goodwill. So kind of the more you look around here, there are a lot of various items. Like this is a really large item I just pulled out, like curtains. I just think these things would really add up there with the weigh it by the pound. Now, lighter weight items, on the other hand, would be a lot better. Here's an absolute ton of books. Remember, 49 cents a pound. So, I mean, this could be really good, but it also could not be. It just depends on what it weighs. That's kind of why I was explaining with those two examples. It all comes down to the weight of these things. So I think if it's smaller items, like for sure, like there was a pack of stickers I saw, that would be pennies because stickers don't really weigh that much. So that would be like pennies on the dollar. Those kind of things could be really, really good at the Goodwill, like by the pound store. However, these larger items could really add up fast, and that's what's interesting. So not everything here is a deal, and that's kind of how it is with the regular Goodwills too. In fact, a lot of things are not a deal at all. But there are other things that are good deals. So you just kind of have to know what a deal is, and if you're going to one of these weigh it by the pound stores, maybe get a pile of things and go up there and weigh it and see how much it would cost and determine if it's a good deal. Because I don't think all of these things would be. I personally am not a fan of this business model. I think it's just kind of confusing in my mind. And like, I don't like not really knowing exactly what things are going to weigh until I get up there. I'd rather know, rather than just price things super cheap, like all shoes 99 cents or all clothes 99 cents or something. I think that would make more sense. They do have some items here at this Goodwill that are not a part of the bins, and they are just prices marked. And I did find these things to be really excellent deals. So like these cars, 99 cents. That's outstanding. In fact, most of the items over here were 99 cents. So the things that were individually prices marked, I was actually super impressed with. I thought they were really good deals. They're just super random items because, like I said, I think these came from the other Goodwills and they just didn't sell over there. So they finally end up putting them here at the bin Goodwill or whatever. So these things were great. Like this is a crazy find. This Coleman cooler, this was 99 cents. Give it a good clean it out, scrub it, and you're good to go. And that was a really good deal. So a lot of these things that were not necessarily in the bins, but were just like regular things, were really fair price. They also had an absolute ton, and I do mean ton, of records. So if you are into, records and stuff, that'd be a good thing to look at the Goodwill. So yeah, this was my experience at the Goodwill bin, kind of like buy it by the pound store. It's a cool concept, but some things might be good deals, but some things I could really see adding up quickly. So guys, let me know in the comments below, do you have a Goodwill by the pound store like this, where it's like weighed out, or any kind of store like this? Do you find it to be better deals than like a normal Goodwill, or do you find the adding of the pounds thing, like weighing it by the pound, do you find that really expensive? I don't know. It's kind of an interesting concept, but also kind of confusing. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for this video. I really hope y'all did enjoy this, and yeah, thank you so much for watching.